Hello, NBA fans. Daily news about the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm a fan of the Lakers show and I hope you'll subscribe to the channel and give it a like. The Lakers front office has already decided and announced that it will build the roster around Luka Doncic as the team's main star. Will LeBron James accept a secondary role or ask to be traded? The Miami Heat emerge as a viable option for an explosive trade that will shake up the foundations of the NBA, should this trade come to fruition. The Los Angeles Lakers have had quite the offseason. They've secured the future of their franchise by keeping Luka Doncic happy, signing him to a 3-year extension. However, LeBron James isn't nearly as satisfied, as the team is no longer building around him. The Lakers are clearly shifting away from James' championship timeline. LeBron wants to compete for a championship, Rich Paul told ESPN. He knows the Lakers are building for the future. He understands that, but he values a realistic chance of winning it all. We are very appreciative of the partnership that we've had for 8 years with Jeanie, Buss, and Rob Pelinka, and consider the Lakers as a critical part of his career. At this point, building around James is practically impossible due to salary cap restrictions. Under the current CBA, the Lakers can't make any significant roster moves involving new signings until January, unless a trade is made. Luke Adams of Hoops Rumors goes into great detail about the financial situation LA finds itself currently in. The Lakers essentially will not be able to sign another player, on a minimum salary deal, until January 18 unless a trade to shed salary occurs before then. Much of this was put in place based on the signings already made this summer, SI's Jason Frey wrote. Still, there's a path that could mark the end of the LeBron era in Los Angeles, a trade to the Miami Heat. Los Angeles Lakers receive small forward Andrew Wiggins, small forward Jamie Jaquez Jr. and future first-round pick. Miami Heat receive small forward LeBron James and shooting guard Bronny James, SI's Dave Holcomb wrote. If such a deal happens, it would be the end of an era, but one that could benefit both sides. James would return to a familiar franchise, pairing up with a shooter in Tyler Herro and a dominant big in Bam Adebayo. Meanwhile, the Lakers would be fully committed to the future, with Luka Doncic as their centerpiece and young assets to develop around him. Lakers sign Luka Doncic's former 7-foot Mavericks teammate. The Los Angeles Lakers did it again. The organization continues to surround Luka Doncic, its franchise player, with familiar faces as it heads into the 2024-25 campaign. S vs Rams preview week. Weeks after reuniting Doncic with his former strength and conditioning coach, Los Angeles elected to sign his ex-7-foot Dallas Mavericks teammate. The Los Angeles Lakers have signed center Kyler Kelly, the franchise announced last Monday. Kelly, 7 foot, 230, appeared in 11 NBA games, 2 starts, last season with the New Orleans Pelicans and Dallas Mavericks, averaging 3.1 points and 3.5 rebounds in 11.5 minutes. In his first career NBA start with the Mavericks February 2 at Cleveland Cavaliers, Kelly recorded a 12-point, 11-rebound double-double to go with 1 assist and 1 block. Due to Doncic's late December calf strain diagnosis and Kelly's limited action with the Mavericks, the two never shared the floor in Dallas. Still, it helps that the 5-time All-Star and undrafted center have experience being around one another in an NBA setting. Kelly averaged 3.0 points and 2.6 rebounds in 8 contests with the Mavericks last season, shooting 63.6% from the field. Although the Oregon State product hasn't put it all together in the NBA, he's been a brilliant rim protector in the G League. Kelly recorded 2.9 blocks per game in the NBA's minor league during the 2023-24 season, earning him G League All-Defensive Team honors. Kelly followed up his remarkable defensive showing with a 2.1 blocks per game 2024-25 campaign. Considering the Logan, Utah native received 2 Pac-12 All-Defensive Team selections while competing at the collegiate level, it isn't surprising to witness him continue to play to his strengths in the pros. Kelly could find himself in J.J. Redick's rotation in 2025-26 if things align perfectly. 2024-2025 Los Angeles Lakers Player Review, Austin Reeves. In his first year playing under Los Angeles Lakers head coach J.J. Redick, Austin Reaves went from solid starter to a borderline all-star during the 2024-25 season. Redick spoke highly of Reaves when he took the Lakers head coaching job and emphasized that he would put him in more positions to handle the basketball and make decisions. Not only did Reaves thrive in his expanded role, but he showed the NBA that he isn't just a sidekick to the superstars. He in his own right has star potential as he displayed a knack for making plays when Los Angeles needed the most. Reaves started the year as a secondary playmaker behind LeBron James, with the focus of the offense running through Anthony Davis. However, things changed dramatically when the Lakers pulled off a blockbuster trade that sent Davis, Max Christie, and an unprotected first-round pick to the Dallas Mavericks in exchange for Luka Doncic, Maxi Kleber and Markieff Morris. Doncic's arrival meant that the basketball would primarily be in his hands, bumping Reaves down on the ball-handling chart. Fortunately, he still found ways to be effective off the ball as he punished defenses that were too focused on Doncic and James. Redick still found shifts where Reaves was the primary playmaker, and he excelled even more after the trade deadline. Reaves was on a legitimate tear to end the regular season, though he struggled in the playoffs against a more physical Minnesota Timberwolves team. It was later discovered Reaves was dealing a sprained left big toe that he suffered in Game 3, hampering his effectiveness for the rest of the series. Despite the lackluster exit from the postseason, this past year was a major success for Reaves. During the regular season, the guard averaged a career-high 20.2 points to go along with 4.5 rebounds and 5.8 assists on 55.6% shooting from the field, 87.7% from the free throw line and 37.7% from the three-point line. 2024-25 highlight. Reaves has had explosive scoring games in the past, but he outdid himself against the Indiana Pacers on February 8. The Lakers were shorthanded as Doncic wasn't ready to return to play while James got a rest day, giving Reaves the keys to the offense. The Pacers had no answer for the guard, who exploited them at all three levels of the floor. Reaves led Los Angeles to a 124-117 victory, scoring a career-high 45 points in the process. 2025-26 outlook. Reaves should pick up where he left off, maintaining a large role both on and off the basketball. A trio of Doncic, James, and Reaves gives the Lakers arguably the best and most versatile group in the league, and that should be a sight to see every night. Entering a contract year, Reaves is eligible for an extension, which the Lakers reportedly offered. He understandably turned it down though, as the 27-year-old will have the ability to make more as a free agent next summer if and when he declines his player option. Still have nightmares, Tyronn Lue reveals the game that took LeBron James to the next level. Nobody, not even the most vitriolic LeBron James haters, can deny that what the world witnessed on June 7, 2012, was special. Facing elimination and the prospect of his Miami dream ending in bitter disappointment, James scored 45 points on 26 shots at TD Garden, extending the Eastern Conference Finals series to Game 7. It was a ruthless display of hoops, and it also brings to mind a famous quote from lifelong Celtics fan Bill Simmons. "It was like watching surveillance video of a serial killer coldly dismembering a body and sticking the parts in the fridge," Simmons once said. Tyronn Lue also remembers that game, and like Simmons, he was on the Celtics side at the time. As an assistant coach for Boston, Lue was closely involved with Doc Rivers and the rest of the coaching staff in preparing the players for the series. When he saw what James did that night, he was in awe. Lue has always been a shrewd basketball mind, and alongside Rivers in 2012, the Celtics had a solid coaching unit. He revealed to Shannon Sharpe on his podcast that Rivers was hesitant to double-team James throughout the series because of his unlimited passing range, and that Game 6 was when the Heat forward finally capitalized on the single coverage. "We were always scared, and Doc was always scared to trap and double-team him, because of his passing ability," the Clippers head coach said. "I figured like he's gonna get everybody involved, everybody's gonna get going. He's gonna get his anyway, but we didn't think he was gonna get 45. Lue went on to add that James was always going to be special, but his heroics in that Game 6 were when he finally ascended to the next level, star power-wise. And like that game, what he was able to do that game, that's what really took him to the next level," he said. "That game was. I still have nightmares about that game." Lue isn't the only one. Multiple Celtics fans to this day will swear up and down that James' demeanor during that game was enough to give them goosebumps, and they were on the opposing side, too. James' career really took off after that. He led the Heat to back-to-back championships in 2012 and 2013, then went on to win 2 more rings with Cleveland and the Los Angeles Lakers, respectively. History may have played out very differently if James hadn't shown up the way he did at TD Garden that night. Lue opens up about nearly coaching Lakers. Since 2015-16, Lue has become one of the most respected coaches in the NBA and has found great success with the Cleveland Cavaliers and Los Angeles Clippers. But his name has been attached to other teams at times, including the Los Angeles Lakers. Lue never made the move from the Clippers to the Lakers, but he has thought about what it would be like. According to him, it would have been a dream. "I would have loved it. It would have been a dream come true," Lue said. Just a few years ago, there were rumors about Lue and the Lakers. When they let go of Darvin Ham, a bunch of names were tossed around, including Lue's. Lue has a great history with LeBron James because of their years together with the Cavs, when they won a championship together. The Lakers looked at Lue, but they ultimately didn't go in that direction and chose J.J. Redick instead. Redick quickly won over players and fans, and it feels like he will be there for a while, but Lue and the Lakers may link up in the distant future. However, that may never happen because Lue seems very happy with the Clippers. Yet, the team has never gone as far as it wanted, and it has always fallen short of its lofty goal of finally winning a championship. If the team continues to fall short or falls apart, Lue's job isn't guaranteed. NBA coaches have a tough position, and their careers are often in jeopardy, sometimes suddenly. LeBron James is absolutely not getting the respect he deserves. The Los Angeles Lakers superstar is as reliable as they come. LeBron James is still a superstar in the NBA by any definition of the word. Yet, the way some discussions around him circulate, it would have you believing he's a shell of his former self. That is not the case, and that much was even proven by the Los Angeles Lakers superstar last season. Granted, no one looks at LeBron anymore and sees the superstar who sustained a reign as the league's best player for a stretch few, if any, in NBA history could compare to. However, not viewing James as a top 10 player would be downright incorrect. Jason Timpf was more than happy to point out just how great the future Hall of Famer still was on a recent episode of Hoops Tonight. The show's host reminded everyone of a stretch throughout the 2024-25 NBA season when James was absolutely undeniable. Timpf said, from January 28 to March 6, he averaged 29 points, 8 rebounds, 9 assists, on 65% true shooting. So, the same Swiss Army knife that we've always known LeBron to be. He was literally the best defender on the #1 defense in the NBA in that span. LeBron James keeps breaking barriers while critics look the other way. Timpf pointed out that stretch was halted by the groin injury against the Boston Celtics. It was a shame since James was doing his yearly ramp-up ahead of the postseason, as has been the case in the later stages of his career. Older players tend to require more time before their body really gets going in an NBA season. James certainly fits the description, and that was what the experience had to offer in 2024-25. The Lakers went 13-3 during that stretch. Despite the arrival of Luka Doncic, James still looked the part of the team's best player while the newest superstar in Los Angeles was still being acclimated and working his way back from injury. That is the same man some will try to convince the NBA community is no longer a valuable uplifting force for the Lakers. The thought is puzzling. James will offer Doncic the best running mate in the NBA during the upcoming season, even if there is still work to be done to truly unlock the two-man game between the superstar duo. Once training camp provides the opportunity, the Lakers will be laughing at the dismissal of their 40-year-old phenom. Slovenia coach praises Luka Doncic after Eurobasket triple-double. Los Angeles Lakers superstar Luka Doncic is doing what he does best for Slovenia at FIBA Eurobasket 2025. He has been remarkable through 3 group stage games, scoring 34 points, followed by 39 points and then a 26-point triple-double to get Slovenia its first win of the tournament. It was the fifth triple-double in Eurobasket history. This is the first competitive basketball that Luka is playing since losing in the first round of the NBA playoffs to the Minnesota Timberwolves and slimming down significantly. He looks quicker and has dominated international play so far, even if it has only resulted in a 1-2 record in group play thus far. Gabby Williams with 16 points versus Minnesota Lynx. Slovenia coach Alexander Sekulic had plenty of kind words for Doncic after the historic triple-double against Belgium on Sunday, according to Dan Woik of The Athletic. "That's what Luka does," Slovenia coach Alexander Sekulic said. "The thing is that I saw he made a triple-double, but what impresses me is the way he approached this game, knowing that we are a better team with better individuals. Even though he never underestimated anyone and he was locked in from the first to last minute. That only just shows the greatness, not only the stats, but his mindset." The Slovenian national team needed a win against Belgium after starting 0-2 in group play. The top four of the 6 teams in Group D move on to the knockout stages, and a third loss might have been the end of Luka's run in Eurobasket. It's still unclear if they will get out of the group or not. Even if they do, they are not expected to win any knockout round games given the lack of depth on their roster around Doncic. But seeing him do superhuman things on one of the biggest stages in the sport is a great sight for Slovenia fans and for Lakers fans.